Hello, I'm Carissa and this is Carissa's Garden, and this is my last winter sowing update. This is the final results. It is May 2nd here in Canada, zone 4B, and a beautiful overcast day. It's warm but not too sunny, so I'm thinking it's the perfect day to start opening up the jugs. And I just thought it would be nice to show you guys some of the successes and some of the failures, like with everything. I would say on the most part, the majority of them did do well. And you know what? It's still a waiting game. Some of them might start germinating now. So I will wait, but I have over 60 containers and it's time to get them out of here. So the plan is to open them up today and do that for a few days, depending on the weather, and then plant them out into the garden and the landscape and get them out of here. It's been fun to check on them over the last couple months, but it is time to have our side entrance. This is our side door to our kitchen. And it's time to have this area purged of all the milk jugs. So anyway, here is my first one. This is Borage or Borage. It's an herb or a leafy green. It has a bit of a funny texture on it, but it is quite good. I've used it in salads before, and it's a perennial, I think. I'm not sure if it reseeds itself or if it's like a herbaceous perennial. It dies back and regrows from the same root. I'm not sure. But anyway, here it is, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 9 or 10. They look quite good. And this one I planted February 28th. And I did choose to start the video with some of the funner ones to see, with the most growth. So, and this is Iceland Poppy. I didn't date this one, but I believe it's probably February. And there are so many. I'm gonna have to thin those out and plant them out in the garden. And this is Lupine. I'm not sure if it's Russell or another variety. We did 2 different types of lupine, and this was planted February 7th. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think from now on I'll only plant lupines with this method. The seeds I started in my basement didn't do as well as these did. And this is such an easy way to do it. Here is Cerastrium, Snow in the Summer, and this was sowed March 17th. It'll be a lovely ground cover. Rocky Mountain Penstemon, Nepeta, Catmint, another Cerastrium, Snow in the Summer. This one's further along. I must have planted it earlier, I believe. Yeah, the other one was March, and this was end of February. Makes sense. Alyssum saxatile, a perennial alyssum, but with yellow blossoms, not your typical white. Gaillardia. In my impatience, I just ripped open the container and spilled a couple, but that's okay. Echinacea, purple cone flower. Not as far ahead as the other ones. Nepeta, again, this one is further along. It must have been a February sowing. Another saxatile, that's the perennial yellow alyssum. Mauve mallow mask. Yarrow, the white wild variety. I had it in a popcorn kernel container, which probably it didn't even need to be, as I see it's popping up on our property everywhere. But now I have more. Iceland Poppy. It's interesting to see the different containers and how well they do, depending. Lupine. This is also a muffin container. yarrow. And this is a grapeseed oil container. Again, I probably didn't need to plant this, but oh well, maybe I'll give some away. And this is like a 5-cent candy container from Costco with, I want to say Rudbeckia? Yeah, Rudbeckia in there. This container did quite well as well. I'd popped some holes in the top and the bottom. Still be. There is only one that I can see that came up. This is just algae growth. But I will wait and see if the astilbe comes up. Maybe it'll come up later. And this was a strawberry container. Tomato container, sweet pea everlasting. That'll be a fun one to see grow. Annual malva, nothing came up there. Another annual malva, one came up here. Blue fescue grass, you can see it's right here. I'm not sure if I'll use, this is a Gatorade bottle. I'm not sure if I'll use this again because it did dry out. The other ones I didn't have to worry about watering too often, but this one seemed to dry out more than others. Same story here, blue fescue, which is a nice grayish blue grass. And another blue fescue. Bulk, I planted in bulk. Penstemon, this is one of my most early sowing, February 3rd. That is heliotrope, just the one came up. Echinacea. Pinky aster, a perennial. More blue fescue. I must have wanted to plant the entire seed packet I had. And there is tons that came up, which is good because I think I really like this grass. Another Rocky Mountain penstemon. This was planted end of February. Columbine. My daughter did this one. She did quite a few. I want to say almost 10 jugs. Pinky aster. This is the third Cerastrium snow in the summer. I'm actually quite happy I have so much. It'll be a very nice drift in one of the gardens. Wild bergamot. Gaillardia with a volunteer grass. That's a later planting of the lupine. This is the Russell variety. This is potentilla, and I had written on the jug that I had dropped this one just in case it affected the germination rate, but it looks like it hasn't too bad. Maybe this side got toppled over, but up here it's doing fine. Wild bergamot. Rocky Mountain penstemon. Hollyhock, potentilla, perennial alyssum, saxatile, yellow blossoms. I'm repeating myself a lot. Delphinium, I believe giant, Pacific giant. Both wild bergamot. The one on the right was sowed 10 days earlier and it made no difference, so that's good to know. Sweet pea, we did early April. Zucchini, also done early April. Snap pea. Watermelon, and cucumber. right, what a mess. So it's going to take about a couple days to harden them off and get them used to having their hoods off, and then I'll be able to clean up this area and put them in their homes for the year. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I thought I would close with just a couple thoughts on winter sowing. Would I do it again? Definitely. It is almost a hands-off approach. We get a lot of moisture in the winter, but that slows down come spring, and I did have to water them once the days got warmer, especially once they germinated. So I was watering them a little bit, but not lots. The little Gatorade bottles, like I said, I would not use again. They dried out very fast. But I think the milk jugs I'll save for this coming winter and use them again. And I think the only con to using this method is just the amount you can get, right? So max 10, 12 is maybe the most you can get in each container. But that's the only con, I would say. Yeah, you don't have to buy grow lights. You don't have to take up indoor space. It's kind of a win-win situation. So I will definitely do it again next year. And I think I'll try probably new varieties, do a little bit of the same, kind of see where we're at for the acreage and see what needs to get filled in with some color. But otherwise, yeah, I'm very, very pleasantly surprised with my first winter sowing experience. So if you haven't tried it, try it next year. Anyway, the hard work is going to be finding homes for these, but that is the fun part too. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.